Okay, good morning, students. We are going to start our class today, and according to your demand, I'm going to explain variation today. Then we will solve a past paper. And you told me you are interested to solve that February, March 42. So what is variation? Yes, Alia.
Miss, are we supposed to are you supposed to explain ecology today too?
You told me variation, and then you want to solve the past paper. That no problem. Next class, if you think that ecology you need to explain, you need this explanation, I will explain next class. But today variation, and then I'm going to solve the past paper. So what is variation?
Difference between individual of the same species, or how organisms vary from each other.
Yes, the observable differences within a species, right? Like your color,
blood group,
weight, height. And now there are two types of variation, right? One is continuous variation, one is discontinuous variation. Girls, these two variation, if you become confused, you need to understand the simple thing like one variation, that continuous variation, this is predictable. You can understand this kind of changes could occur. But discontinuous variation is unpredictable. Anytime anything can occur like that. And whenever continuous variation you represented graphically, you will get a smooth bell-shaped curve. But this discontinuous variation, it will not give you a curve, which we call normal distribution, right? The continuous that histogram. Now, one of the important things, this continuous variation influenced by environment. Suppose that two siblings, if one is brought up in the rural area and one is in the city, due to the environment, one will be more, healthy compared to the other one. Those who are growing on the rural area, having malnutrition or other problem, which affect her or his intelligence level also. So this is influenced by the environment, but discontinuous variation, it doesn't matter where you are. It will not be affected by the environment. And this continuous variation, the characteristics is controlled by several pairs of allele, and discontinuous variation, the characteristics are controlled by allele of a single gene or small number of genes. And this appear occasionally. Student, discontinuous variation is not like that it will be every time. So suddenly, occasionally, this variation could occur, like your blood group, tongue rolling, etc. And continuous variation is very common. If you changes your environment, your habit, like if you study well, you'll be more intelligent. If you are sitting without doing any work, your intelligence level will be low, and day by day it will drop down. So your height, your weight, that also vary depending on you. If you are taking your proper diet, exercise, and healthy rules, if you maintain, you will be healthy. Okay, and if you are not maintaining, you will be unhealthy. So this type of thing, that's what I'm telling you, color, size, that weight, height, intelligence. And if you're thinking about the plant, the yield of the amount of crops, milk yield in the cows, these are all continuous variation that it is affecting with the environment. Blood group, tongue rolling, that attachment of the earlobe, this is actually discontinuous variation. You cannot, that environment do not have any effect to control this. So this is actually that continuous and discontinuous variation. Now, I want to tell you about more about this variation. You understood, right?
Yes,
students, this variation, do you have any question about the variation? No. Now let's talk about the causes of variation. Why the variation occurs. This variation, the reason, first of thing, during the meiosis time, see, half of the chromosome goes into the gamete. The cell which is producing the gamete, 50% chromosome goes into the gamete. Each set of the chromosome carries allele with particular characteristics. Okay, so, and due to the crossing over during the meiosis time, the characteristics changes. So the gamete, the 4 haploid gametes they are producing have different characteristics. This causes the variation. And during the fertilization time, see that millions of sperms are coming forward during the fertilization time to meet the ovum, but only one particular sperm can penetrate with the ovum. If instead of this sperm, another sperm could penetrate, another characteristic could come, right? So that characteristics may be varied if another sperm fuses with that ovum. So student, this is the way the variation comes. And another mutation, but this is not happens regularly, but it can happen. Nowadays, our lifestyle is not healthy, right? See, that exposure to the radiation like X-ray, ultraviolet ray, and then this, and there are, that people, those who are working in the nuclear reactor or the dye industry, and there are many types of chemicals we are consuming through our foods. These all sometimes changes the regular cell division, DNA replication inside our body. The changes may be the result of faulty copying of DNA. The DNA will copied, right, exactly the way the messages has come from the nucleus in your DNA. So during the replication time, they will copied, the faulty copying will be there. And this faulty, that separation of the chromosome will, during the cell division, this is the reason that some diseases could occur, like Down syndrome, sickle cell anemia. Chromosome number, when it's separated, student, so it becomes 22 and 23. And normally it becomes 23, 23. Suddenly it becomes 22, 24. So if 22, that gamete, the sperm contain 22 chromosome. If it is fuses with the ovum, the total number of the chromosome will be 45. If the sperm which contain 24 chromosome, and if it is fuses with the ovum, the total chromosome number will be 47. You understood? Sometimes not only this, small changes could occur also. Okay, deletion, duplication, inversion of the chromosome. Hello.
Miss, can you repeat the point again?
Hello everyone.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Yes, mutation, right? When during the faulty that replication or faulty copying, when the DNA is replicated, or faulty separation of the chromosome during the cell division. So during the cell division, the chromosome number will be half, right? So 46 chromosome will be divided into, in your gamete cell, like sperm and egg cell will be 23, 23, right? But sometimes what happened, due to the faulty separation during the that DNA replication, sometimes it becomes 22, 23. If 23, that the sperm which contain 23 chromosome, if it is fuses with the ovum, okay, the total number of the chromosome will be that 45. This is one kind of, that disorder. Okay, this one kind of disease will be, and the characteristics will be that lots of that problem will be that child who is having 45 chromosomes. Sometimes if other one, I told you that 23, 23 turn into that 24. Look, I'll show you the text board. So 22, and then another one will be 24. So total is 46, right? But it should be 23, 23. But due to the faulty segregation, it's separated like that. So this 42, if it is joining with the, like with 23 chromosome in your, inside your, if this is the result will be 45. See, the egg cell contain 23 chromosome, sperm cell contain 20, 22, total 45. So this is one, due to the mutation, this is one problem. So that in your syllabus, 45 chromosome problems are not there. You have this one. So see, I'll show you this. So 24 chromosome, when it's joined with 23, it's turned into 47. You are seeing my whiteboard, right? So this 47, we call it trisomic child. This is Down syndrome. Understood? And this,
Yes.
this is the reason mutation can cause us this kind of that problem. You will get different types of symptom, and the abnormal behavior also, abnormalities also comes due to the chromosomal aberration. Sometimes duplication, deletion, inversion, of the chromosome also causes abnormalities in the characteristics. Now, I told you about the causes of the variation due to meiosis, due to fertilization, mutation. Now, environment also, there are factors which also causes the variation. See, different environmental factor are also causes variation, like your lifestyle. I always told you about the healthy lifestyle. See, now, COVID-19, even though you heard that one lady who is 103 years old, she has survived from this, that virus. And she is now out of this virus. How? So 103, nowadays we are telling that old peoples are more that vulnerable because they have low immunity. But do you think that the young people, like you people, have your immunity are strong? Age is a big factor, that's true, but lifestyle also a big factor. If you are not maintaining, if you are not maintaining the healthy lifestyle, your situation will be same. That suppose you are not taking healthy food, you are not taking regular exercise, your body mass is not idle, so you can't say that your immunity is very high. So if you want to boost up your immunity, you have to go through all the healthy rules. Now, so different environmental factor, if your lifestyle is not healthy, your nutrition is not according to the age and that your activity, it is not balanced. And for plants, if the plants are not getting enough sunlight and space, these are the few factors which is environment. Due to the environment, the characteristics this caused by the organism's environment are sometimes called acquired characteristics. This also creates the variation, but this is not these reasons are not caused by the gene, so they cannot pass to the next generation. Understood?
Miss, I had a question.
There is another person named Omar. Thank you for giving me this. Just let me check. Yes, Omar. Omar Borhan, is it my student? Anyone?
No,
just
miss.
tell me.
Oh, that's.
Okay, so
I think
I'm removing.
that's Amanullah.
Omar, is it Amanullah?
Yeah, I guess it is Amanullah.
So
that's Amanullah's profile picture.
Okay, no problem.
Oh my God.
Okay, no problem. If this is my student, you will continue. Otherwise, if I don't understand the ID, I'll remove that person. Don't mind. You need to understand, because I want to my class to be go smoothly without any disturbance. Now, student, I told you about this in the factor which causes the variation. Now I want to tell you about the mutation. Mutation, there are 3 types of mutation. What is mutations? You know, this is the common definition, you know, right? The spontaneous change in the gene or the chromosome, which may that affect the appearance,
the appearance or physiology
of the organism. You know this all. But there are 3 types of mutation, girls. Sometimes good, positive, negative, and neutral, you can say. If it is negative mutation that you cannot survive, it do not allow you to survive. Sometimes it happens, right? Some diseases could come with the mutation, some diseases the organism got. So sometimes negative mutations, that person is not surviving. So it is not coming to the next generation. And positive are always, this positive mutation gives you positive characteristics. It's like adaptive feature, advantageous trait, which help the organism to survive. Suppose frog, due to the mutation, its color has changed. Okay, it got the greenish color. So this frog will get this good characteristic to survive in the forest, because it could camouflage with the leaves and the green area, so the predator couldn't find it. So these characteristics will help this organism to survive more. And as this type of characteristic, the advantageous trait characteristics, organism will survive more, they will reproduce more. And their offspring will get these characteristics. And that offspring, who is getting these characteristics from the parents, they will survive more. And slowly, the nature will select the best adapted organism. And this best adaptive organism selected an over generation. The organism, those who are having different color of that will evolve from the world, and slowly new characteristics settle down, and everybody, after 200 years later, everybody will forget that there was a frog whose color was different. Everybody think this is the normal. Like Now, we don't even understand 200 years before the characteristics of the organism, right? Due to the mutation, some of them have got these changes, and these changes, okay, selected by the nature, and selected characteristics has, that adapted so much that nicely that organisms survive well, and it becomes now normal characteristics. This is the way evolution occurs. New characteristics come to the ecosystem, or you can say in the that characteristics of organisms. Now, this mutation, if it is happening in the body cell, there is no problem. Okay, it will not pass to the next generation, because that's why I told you, if a mother is having cancer, she can deliver a healthy child, right? Because this is her body cell problem. This is not the gamete cell problem. But if the mutation occurs in the gamete, it will come to the offspring, and that person's child will not be normal. Sometimes the parents are carrier. You know this, right? So this mutation occurs in the gamete cell, and every cells of the developing fetus will have this mutation. And this will come as a genetic disorder because it can pass to the next generation. And this gamete mutation also we have divided into two ways. One is gene mutation, one is chromosomal mutation. If the DNA base sequences, the changes has come, we called it gene mutation. The gene structure has been, the DNA sequences has been changed. Like in your syllabus, we had one topic like sickle cell anemia. Chromosomal mutation, sometimes chromosome number has changed, right? I showed you just now the 23 and 24 chromosome. If the 24 chromosome join with the 23, it will give you that 47 chromosome. I showed you this. And see, this type of things we called like 2n plus 1. Okay, and this is called the mutation this type of things we called it trisomic child. This is that another things also. This is actually we called it, see, 21. This will be like that. Now understood, 21. So this is called Down syndrome. This type of that those who are having this problem, this child, I will explain a bit later. Before that, I want to tell you one thing, that sickle cell anemia, this is gene mutation, and the chromosomal aberration chromosome number, if this creates a problem, you will get Down syndrome. So Down syndrome, actually long back it is with us, but few years ago, like middle of the 18, that Langdon Down first identified this chromosomal disorder. Now, student, this gene mutation and chromosomal mutation, they are different. Gene mutation changes in the nucleotide or the base sequence of the particular gene. Chromosomal mutation change the several genes in the chromosome. Understood? Yes, gene mutation is a change in the nucleotide sequence in the particular gene. Chromosomal mutation is a change in the several genes in the chromosome. And actually, gene mutation give you small scale alteration, small changes, right? But this, that chromosomal mutation will give you a serious alteration. See, a Down syndrome child characteristics have changed a lot. And now I told you that this is called trisomy 21. Okay, I'll write this name on the whiteboard. Look at this. This is called trisomy 21. What happened? My pen is not coming. Okay, trisomy. This is trisomy. And bracket we can write 2n plus 1. 2n plus 1 is tough to write on the whiteboard also. So this is the disorder, chromosomal disorder, trisomy 21, and which is known as Down syndrome. It is caused by the mutation, because during meiosis time, one of the chromosome, that chromosome number 23 stick to its partner. This is the result. One ovum is 24, one is 22. So the 124, if it is combined, the fertilized that cell will be, the zygote will be 47. And if this is, then 45. In your syllabus, we need to know about the trisomy 21. Now, the presence of extra chromosome causes some unusual characteristics in the body. Do you know, in developed country nowadays, trisomic child has dropped down. You know why? Because during the early pregnancy, like before 3 months, they are doing one test, Down syndrome test. They are taking the amniotic fluid through a process like injection, or they're taking the amniotic fluid and they're checking the cell. If the amniotic, that fluid cell, it contains 47 chromosome, means the baby is trisomic. So they are abort the child. So underdeveloped country like our country, we are not doing even some, we have some religious belief that whatever the child, no matter, you don't have the right to kill anyone. For that reason, Bangladesh and many other underdeveloped country, trisomic child number is more. Developed country, they actually abort the child if they understood the child will be 47 chromosome or trisomic child. Now, what are the symptoms, student, that of the Down syndrome? First thing, physical and mental retardation. And their face will be round. Round means like a circle, very round. We many of us have this round feature, but this kind of, you know, that student, if a person recovers from COVID-19, then if it comes again, they have antibiotic. Yes, because you know about the memory cell, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So memory cell will protect you. Okay, so next time, if you get one time, next time maybe you will not get it. Even if you get it, you don't even understand that you are affected with the same virus. But this COVID-19 problem is, it is very clever, Gus. It muted every time. It changing its DNA pattern every time. It already more than 350 times it has changes. That's the reason.
I've heard this. I have seen this video where it says that coronavirus is not a big thing. If we want to protect ourselves from it, we have to take as much as vitamin C as we can, because that's
the things I told you. You need to boost up your immunity. But if your immunity is for every time, virus will kill by your immune system. Or the vaccine means we are giving the germ, right?
How does vitamin C help?
Problem is, vitamin C is boost up your immunity because it's working as a coenzyme. You know this all. It's a catalyst, right? But the problem is, so you are asking me, if you get one time, next time you'll not have it. But if the next time same type of antigens of the virus affected you, it will kill by your memory cell. But if the different antigen has come, that's the reason scientists couldn't develop the vaccine also, because this virus continuously is changing its pattern. The genetic mutation, it is continuously. It is doing more than 350 times they have identified. When it is in your body, it shows in one structure, and another body, the mutation is going on continuously. It can change its structure very quickly. So this is the reason. So in that case, memory cell, how it will work. But we have a great hope about this. Most of the time, if you get it, there is a less chance, but the problem is that now that I told you, this Down syndrome child, they have a very small nose, flat nasal breeze. Their eyes will be upward and outward. Sometimes small skin fold in the inner corner of the eyes. Broad hands, short fingers, big space between the first and second toe. But don't think one child will get all the characteristics. Okay, so maybe that some children will get few characteristics. I'm telling you about the common characteristics which might you will be seeing from the Down syndrome child. And you know, they have a heart problem, and that due to the hormonal problem like hypothyroidism, most of them looks very obese, you know. And they are when they have born, during the birth time, they have a below average mass and also length, and their reproductive organs do not develop properly. Therefore, this Down syndrome disease is not inherited because they can't produce child. And many of them have passed away like 25, 30, below 30, like that. Okay, some of those families are very careful, take care of their Down syndrome child carefully, maybe. And I heard many within that 25, 26, they're dying also. Who is Bazlur Rashid?
That's a fake account, Miss.
Okay, sorry, I'm removing this person.
Mr.
And
Fazal.
thank you to give me the feedback. See, now today class is nice.
Miss, as you're our homeroom teacher, Miss, how are they going to mark our IGs grading
This
and
we
everything?
will inform you. I'm seeing that some sort of messages. I hope this kind of message you will not submit.
Astaghfirullah, Mahir.
No, I think it's from someone. Now, that IGCSE exam paper, Thursday, you are going to get the information about the assessment, what kind of assessment they want to conduct. Is it through the school or through them? We don't know. Until we are not getting the 100% confirm information from this, but exam cancel, that is, it is confirmed, right? So what kind of assessment they're going to conduct, that we'll be knowing, inshallah, next week. According to that, our next step will be, we will provide the classes according to that way, the way the British Council will give us the message. So just wait for 1 week. That's why I don't want to tell anyone to stop studies 100%. Do the work, minimum work you should do every time. But there will be an assessment, right? You will not get the degree without having any assessment, right? Do you think?
Miss, the assessment from our school.
It could be from the school, or they might give that assessment. We are not sure.
That Cambridge might give a board test, right, Miss?
Yes.
But
So
according
this is
to
the
the
reason.
news, according to
Everything
news,
is might.
the
Actually, we cannot say anything 100% confirmed. So this is our, now girls and boys, I think that sickle cell anemia, you know this, right? That HbA and HbS homozygous condition,
Yes.
normal hemoglobin,
Yes, Miss.
and that heterozygous, why the heterozygous trait is that always selected, because heterozygous can survive from anemia also, from that malaria also. That's why all the organisms, those who are in malarial area, this heterozygous organism survive, and their offspring also will have these characteristics, and this organism offspring will survive. Those who are heterozygous, those who are homozygous, they will die. Homozygous recessive will die for sickle cell anemia. Homozygous dominant will die due to that malaria. So we have few more minutes. After that, I'll give you the link again. So now we are going to start our past paper. Are you ready, student?
Miss, will we do all the questions or just?
No. I'll just
like our
explain, and
doubts?
the one you need from me, okay, that answer I'll give you.
Okay.
Okay, Miss.
Okay, now that page number 2, this thing, this, that leveling, right?
Yes, Miss.
Yes.
Leveling, you don't have any problem. Now look at B also, B1, you know this. Here the problem is they are telling you to use the letter. So I will just read out the answer one time, and you know the answer, just how to use the letters. Describe how blood is moved by the heart from blood vessel K to blood vessel J. See, oxygenated blood enter from lungs to the left atrium. Left atrium through the pulmonary vein, right? Through the pulmonary vein. And when the atrium becomes full with the blood, it contracts an atrioventricular valve, or L, open due to the pressure from the blood. Blood force into the left atrium when left ventricle. When ventricle contract, the L shut or prevent blood from entering back to the atrium. Then when the ventricle contract, the semilunar valve, or O, open. Blood forced to move from ventricle through the aorta, or J, and leave the heart, from the heart, and it went to the body. Through the aorta it went, or through the aorta or J, it moves towards the body. So this is the answer. Just whenever you are writing the name of the different parts according to the leveling, because here all the levelings are not there. See, ventricle, there is no leveling. Atrium, there is no leveling. So you will use that term. When the leveling will be there, you will use the leveling. Or you can use both, or like or. Got it?
Okay, Miss.
Now, And this why the left ventricle has thicker muscle than right ventricles, there is nothing to say. Go next question. Question number 2. State all the features of all prokaryotes. What is the feature?
They
Do not have nucleus.
nuclear. Yes, they don't have nuclear membrane as well.
Yes, any two you can write. Now, look at this. Aemaraceae is a type of bacterium that is resistant to antibiotic. The number of cases of Aemaraceae identified in hospitals in USA between 95 to 2005 was recorded. The data they have given in figure 2.1. Now they are asking you describe the result. This is the most easiest question. You will just describe. No need to explain. For 2 marks, 2, 3 data like that overall increases the number of the cases. With time, it is increasing, right? So in that time, in 1995, it was 38,000. In 2005, it was 370,000. And within 10 years, you can subtract from first to last. It has increases 332,000. You understood?
Miss, what's the difference between describe and explain in these kind
Describe,
of graphs?
you will describe whatever the data from the graph. Explain, you need to write the reason why. Okay, why? Suppose this mRNA is increasing, means that that people are not conscious about the bacterial diseases, right? So it is increasing from person to person. Maybe their treatment is not good. Okay, they're not maintaining a good hygiene system. Like that, you have to explain the reason. So describe whatever you are saying the data, you just write that.
Okay, Miss.
Okay, now see, explain how bacteria become resistant to antibiotic. This is a common question because that many people are not using the proper way. Antibiotic, there's the rules, right? I know one person that he told that I'm not feeling well, so I will take 2 azithromycin. I told 2 azithromycin means, he told me that actually I'm not feeling well. I feel feverish, so if I take 2 days, it's okay. Then my fever has gone, so no need to take more. I was surprised. So these people are still in this century. This kind of people are still with us. They will take 2 days antibiotic. After that, they will not take because their fever has gone. So now because of this kind of people, we are going to suffer. You know this, right? Because as this person didn't complete his course, so the virus was in his body will mutate, right? Because all the viruses will not kill if you are not complete the course. Few of them will be there. They will change the genetic structure and they will be resistant to that antibiotic. So from this person, when this person sneezes or cough through this, if you will be getting this resistance strain again. And this strain will not die with the local or the common antibiotic. So scientist has to find out new antibiotic to kill it. So see the kind of problem? So if one person is creating this problem, everyone is going to suffer slowly, right? So this sometimes it causes mutation. That is, we cannot help it. Mutation also it can occur, the resistancy. And the variation, that is the ability of the bacteria to survive antibiotic treatment. Some bacteria some of the strains are very clever. They can survive themselves in the presence of antibiotic also. So bacteria with the resistance, those who survive, they will breed, because when you have taken antibiotic but do not complete the course, maximum bacteria will die, few of them will survive, and few of them will have enough space and food sources, no competition, so quickly they will increase their number. And they will pass their resistant allele or this resistancy of the bacteria and to other. So this is the way the bacteria become resistant to antibiotic. So same antibiotic will not work next time if the bacteria become resistant. Now, such is the reason in the number of the cases MRSA has been decreased in 2005. Since 2005, since 2005 it decreased. Now tell me what could be the reason. They
found the right antibiotic.
Yes. That before that one girl was asking me that difference between describe and explain. See, describe we did in the question B1. In the C, they're asking about the reason. This is the explanation. See, explanation means development of new antibiotic and more responsible use of the antibiotic. This decreased the MRSA infection. Improve this hygienic lifestyle, cleanliness, that even isolating of the infected patient reduce the number of AMRSA. This is the way. That's why we are staying at home, right? We are keeping us.
Miss,
Yeah. Yes.
is
Yes.
more awareness to. Is more
Sorry?
awareness a point?